Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 6 Premium British Battleship Warspite. She has 53,800 health, a top speed of 24.7 knots, 8 381mm guns, 16 secondary guns, a surface detect of 13.8 kilometers, and 45 AA defense rating. For my modules, reduce crit chance on main armament, improved aiming accuracy, reduce the flood and fire chance, reduce the flood and fire duration. For my commander, basic survivability, expert marksman, superintendent, and advanced firing training. We are on the map Trident, the Epicenter variant. So we basically know nobody's going to make any progress without taking out the enemy, right? Yeah. The British are coming, but they're not coming quite yet. 5.12 is out in North America as you watch this. In the other regions, I think it's tomorrow. But I'm in the process of working on my British Cruiser Commander. I take it very seriously. I'm not passing this up. I've had a British premium ship for a year at this point. We're ready. We're ready to see the Brits in their full glory. So what exactly is the full glory of the British cruiser line? Beats me. I haven't seen it for 3 weeks at this point, something crazy like that. The second they decided to change their complete identity with the AP being swapped in for the HE and no smoke and speed boost and all that stuff, I haven't seen it. I have no idea how they play. All I know is I want to make a commander ready to go the second they are available. And speaking of availability, I have access to a ship that is related to St. Petersburg. That's the only clue I will give you. Its NDA drops an hour after I usually release my videos. We're going to push it back and do that video tomorrow. I don't think it's fair to move the date and time that I release content. And I decide to fire on the Omaha. Notice I elevate the gun. He was moving away. When you elevate the gun, you give more lead, so the target could seemingly move underneath it. You also want to use the mini-map to aim on the target. Now, my intent at the beginning of this match was to get over to that island. The Arizona is engaging me. The Fuso seems to be engaging me. The Koenig seems to be engaging me as well. I am the closest target that is visible to the enemy team. And I'm a rather large target. I would still like to continue the pressure on the Omaha, and it looks like, he just barely outranges our shot. That's okay. That's okay. We're basically into the position I want to be in, using the island as a line-of-sight blocker to most of the enemy. I don't need to be right up against the island in order to accomplish this. And wow, we're getting lucky on this. We have sustained probably 10 shots on the hull of the ship, and no penetration. Perfect health, 100%. Enemy Nuremberg. The Nuremberg, he seems to be coming into range. He's got a really long and capitalized name, and I would like nothing more than to take him out. So we sort of have to gauge where he's going to be, and I felt like he was turning back, and I fired on his ship, and just a little bit too high. I'm sure most of you understand we didn't have a line of sight. It's not an easy shot, and it just takes feel for the game, getting used to it, and I'm not going to say luck, but it definitely takes comfortable aiming techniques to make sure that you lead the correct amount. As long as you have the target set, then your accuracy and your intent of your guns will focus on that target, so it's not going to slam to the island. Now, if you don't have the accuracy, and we get lucky there, we get a Citadel. First shell that makes contact kills the enemy ship. We earn first blood with that kill as well. Racking up the credit stuff. Gotta use more credit stuff. I just find a way of spinning credits. I either buy ships for people to see, or I play tier 10. Enemy New Mexico shows a lot of his side, and I elevate the gun with the intent to hit the superstructure. And we do about 10,000, give or take. That's not bad. And that's because we're going after the superstructure and the deck, not the hull. If we were firing on the hull, it's going to ricochet off and be harmless. So any target that has any angle like that, you really want to elevate the gun a little bit more and have the aim point be about the superstructure. You're going to have more success that way. And I'm not having a lot of success with the turret traverse. Gosh, it's so slow. Enemy destroyer is very close on the eastern side of my ship, and the enemy New Mexico fires on my ship. This is dangerous. Ooh, he made us punish real hard. Great damage from him, and oh, are you kidding me? Well, we're going to pull a Notser. How did that get there? Set my secondaries up on the enemy destroyer, and looky there. The secondaries take out the target. He's not the only one. My secondaries are engaging the enemy Mutski. And as we embarrassingly back up from the island, I happen to have access to my guns pointing through the rear because they move so slow. And I'm going to try and fire at the waterline. Ooh, this looks like good accurate shots. Ooh, okay. It could have been better. It looked like the first salvo hit the water just before it made contact. Otherwise, we might have gotten him below 1,000 hit points. But I'm free of the island. Ooh, friendly Texas is taken out. Not good there. And I'm going to continue the pursuit if possible. The Mutski is being detected by the aircraft. Thank you. I appreciate that. And while he's being detected, we're not going to pass this up. So I fire again at his ship. It looks like we're going to get good, accurate shots. 2,000. Nice. Oh, it feels so good to take out a destroyer like that in a battleship. This is a game where there aren't hard counters. It's more like a really solid counter to your ship. The destroyer should, in most, 70-80% engagements, come out on top of an enemy battleship. But that battleship doesn't need to ignore the destroyer. And most of you have played with these players. They say, oh, it's not my problem. It's too hard for me. It's not too hard for you. You're going to do significant damage and take a valuable target out. You need to focus, if given the opportunity, on those destroyers. So, nothing else here. Fire on the New Mexico, get terrible dispersion. One shell makes contact, but it overpins. I do almost nothing to him. And that's not good. I want to do more damage. Please, let me do more. And you might notice this island position has worked out pretty well. We have dictated a lot of the enemy's ability to engage our target. I really like the island on this particular map, the large one in the semi-center. Not quite center, but it's a little bit offset to the west. It's a really good island if you have people to support you. If you get overwhelmed, well, guess what? You're on an island. You can't run away. You need to take as many as you can. And this New Mexico is avoiding the torpedoes. He can't avoid the 10,000 points of damage we just did, and that was only the front set. We could easily get a combined single salvo of 15,000 points of damage. Not bad at all. The Warspite feels great when you can hit those shots because the caliber is so high, it's going to pin. Pretty much anything it goes up against, it's going to easily penetrate it. You just need to know where to aim at any given moment to maximize your damage. Sometimes you fire on a cruiser and you completely overpin because he's perfectly broadside and you didn't hit the citadel. So it just went all the way through. You really want the shell to go through as many compartments as possible to make sure it doesn't exit out, unless, of course, you are going for the citadel. Now, the citadel, for American battleships in particular, is right at the waterline, and there's almost no armor protecting it until you get to the North Carolina, I believe. 8,000 on the bow, not bad. And it almost equaled a theoretical citadel. If you just pin a player with AP, you're doing 33% of the shell's total damage. Overpin, 10%, citadel, 100%. So we got really close to a single citadel worth of damage. That's kind of why cruisers are really, really difficult to use. Show a broadside, you're probably going to get citadeled. You show a neutral bow or stern on, you're probably going to just get penetrated because there's so much to penetrate. And oh boy, someone just got manhandled. Whew. He took, what, 3 different set of torpedoes, and it looked like the Ognivo got to use his set, the Minikaze, everyone got to use their torpedoes, and that's pretty rare. So we got an enemy Fuso, looking to get some more damage. He is behind the island, but it did say we would clear it. And it looks pretty good. Ooh, yes! 16,000 points of damage. That's pretty good. And that's honestly the argument that everyone has at this point. Go for the Citadel, absolute waterline, or go for center mass. The most shells that will disperse on the ship to maintain that high shell to damage ratio. You might not get as many Citadels, but you might do more consistent damage. We missed the Citadel slightly. We were about halfway up the hull, it looked like, and that was just fine for 16,000. He's moving away. I elevate the gun, trying to predict the movement, and we overpinned 4 on the back superstructure. That's not bad. Honestly, that's not bad considering we're 13 kilometers away, 12 kilometers away. Enemy Fuso, the other enemy Fuso, is sustaining a lot of damage, and we have just absolutely stomped through the enemy. The position was a huge deal. Anytime we can get destroyers forward, a battleship forward, minimize the targets that can engage it, focus down the targets, we don't even get a chance to see how much damage we would have done that shot. It's really, really effective in Trident to try and take over that center island. So, 4 kills. We got first blood, close quarter medal, 81,000 points of damage, almost 400,000 credits earned. Top on the team, 1,509. I wanted to show it to get you thinking about British stuff because we might be able to play it soon. I'm not promising anything, I just think it's due to show off that stuff. I mean, it really is. Plus, every single stream, I'm working on my commander for the Brits. Most of the damage, AP, not surprising at all. You will see 15,000 credits for the commander. Dragon Flag is great. Really use it. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.